I'm fitting the score next. My chair's all net, me and David just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Make sure watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. To stir that whole Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
BROOKLYN, BROOKLYN,
When you establish a culture, that's where you do every day. That creates one thing, that it's your identity. Alright, that's how you are seen by other people. If you work really hard, you get 1% better.
Yo, shout to Big Fan. Shout to Nets fans. We the best fans. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. What's up with you guys, man? Got a lot of emotion right now, you know what I'm saying? Got the Brooklyn Nets, got the international scouts out and abroad. And yeah, man, I watched the Scout episode season 3. I mean, episode 3. And they just, they go into how, you know, what it is to be an international scout, man. These guys do. What up with it? What up, Woopeg? 2-2. 2-2. What up with it? I see you. Yo, I see you, bro. You man, diligent OKC fan. They won that game. I respect it. We might have Woopeg on the panel tonight. We don't know. Shout to Woopeg though. This is the Brooklyn Nets. You know, this is the Nets fans, the best fans part of the show. This is the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? They went international. I'll just be more so talking over it. You know, they give you a look into what it is to be an international scout, what it takes. They go and they look at different styles of play in different places. Like they may play a different brand of basketball in France than they do in Italy, that type of thing. Let me see.
You have to go wherever the talent is.
See, you have to go wherever the talent is. So the international scouts, they go to different places in the world. You know what I'm saying? They go to different. Yo, Ice, what up, Ice? You got a cold? I hope you feel better, Ice. Yeah, man. I feel like I like the, you know, diligence of this the Brooklyn Nets having a whole scouting documentary. You know what I'm saying? You got fans like Ice in the chat that did a lot of scouting this season, and whether it be domestic or abroad, you know, the work they you know, the scouts, I see what scouting is. You know, now Ice was pretty much doing the scouting from way home. These guys, they, you know what I mean? And they talking about the scouting too, Ice. Like, you should watch this. It's a shame you got a cold. I would love to do, you know, this actual part of the show with you because you did a lot of scouting, and this talks about the lifestyle of a scouting, and they balance family with work life and having to be on the road and travel. And again, to the point, going where the talent is. Wherever the talent is at, that's where they going. You know what I'm saying? Then whole house got a cold ice. Feel better, bro. No bullshit.
It can come from anywhere, and you always want to be at the forefront of that.
Talent could be from anywhere. You want to be in the big front of that. I hear that. I'm with you, BJ. Let's go. Munich, Germany in 2024. Now, I don't know who they were scouting in Munich, Germany. Munich, Germany. And I don't know who it is over there scouting. But this is one of the places, Let me see if there's other places that I want you to see. I'm going to scan through this. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. You can pull up. That's what's up, bro. All right, I'm gonna throw the link in the chat, man, so you could, you know what I mean? We could get through this together, cause I think this is interesting. I heard Jay even saying something like, "Yo, we might get a player from France," and this is a whole scouting doc about how, you know what I'm saying? They go abroad, they go to different places. This is Germany. Like I said, I don't know who they would necessarily scout in Germany. I'm trying to look at the different places that they went to on this specific international trip. But they look like this guy. Oh, what's this? No, still in Munich, Germany. So I think it's just about Germany for this specific trip, internationally. Shout out to everything booking. That's John on the panel.
Hey, Breeze.
What's good? What's good? Shout out Apartment Gave me some more in the chat. Shout out to Ice in the chat. Woo Pig, Dan Berry Sports Highlight. Yeah, I made him a moderator. Yeah, there you go. It makes sense. There you go. I gotta make Scott a moderator too. John, you a moderator already?
No, I'm not. I try to put comments up on your live page, but for some reason my comments don't stick on the page. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm not a moderator. I don't know.
Nah, ain't that serious. I think you should be able to leave comments. I gotta look into that, but I'll be seeing comments. I see Scott comment on some, so I don't know what it is. You know what
I don't know what it is either. I used to put comments up on your live shows always, but I don't know, for some reason, I guess maybe there's a glitch or something.
You talking about the shorts or the lives?
On the lives. I used to be able to put my comments on lives. I don't know why my comments still stay on there. No.
I'm gonna look into it. Shout out Ice on the panel. What up, Ice?
Yo, what's good?
Hey, Ice.
Man, you under the weather, bro? Feel better, bro.
Yeah, bro. We down here. We ain't down bad, but we down. You know what I mean?
You did. Now, hopefully, get well soon. You know what I mean? Godspeed.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Word. But yeah, this one is from October 24, 2024. They just talking about, what I'm saying, what it takes to be an international scout. So I'm gonna play some more of the content, then we're gonna go to Ice and John. We're gonna go to John and Ice in that order since that's how they came on the panel. But without further ado, let me get to it.
We have just landed in Munich, and we are making the hour-and-a-half drive over to Ulm. Try to prepare a little bit for the game in terms of who we're going to talk to.
How often do you two get to do this together?
Actually, we had the chance to spend a lot of time together on both continents, well, in multiple continents.
Exactly.
You would like to do it more, actually, then you can't. So we always try to enjoy those couple of days, talking about basketball, talking about players, talking about situation.
Coming over here, it's one thing to see the players, in their environment, but it's another thing for us in terms of the relationship building, not only for connections with the teams, but also connections within our staff. of money. He's definitely very charismatic, and we always have, a lot of jokes that we run between each other, and that's what makes him unique and special. He's easy to connect with.
My story is kind of interesting because I'm not coming from a basketball family. Of course, as a true Italian, my family was coming from football, soccer. When I was 22, I started to coach and I had my first touch with real basketball at European level. After 5 years, I had the chance to move to Olimpia Milano, which was closer to my house and where I grew up. When I was coaching, I was always very curious and focused on player development. I like to focus on the players. And I started to have my own database, and my database kept growing, and then I started to focus on that part. And then I got lucky. The general manager of the team used to be an NBA scout, so he introduced me into this world and slowly switched into the scouting way more than the coaching. And I had the chance to join the Brooklyn Nets. Tough decision back then, but it was probably the best decision I made, and here we are.
The way he sees the game, the way he understands the game has been a huge part of it, but also the relationships that he has here allows me to slide in, and so his networking piece is a huge value add for our organization. The game continues to grow as more players continue to have success overseas. So it's exciting, for us and that, and it really kind of puts the onus on us to continue to study, how this translates. Are there new trends that are happening in an international game that we might be able to learn from, first of all, but also certain characteristic traits that are translating well or not translating well when we're watching those guys play.
I think understanding the difference of the leagues is one of the most important things, because it's like comparing conferences in NCAA. Every league has a different style. Spanish league is more physical, play bigger. German league, they're basically playing very, very small. The French league is more athletic. So every league has their own personality. So I think understanding the difference between the style of play in Europe and the States and college and NBA is one of the hardest things to do, to put everything in perspective.
Right there. That's where I wanted to stop and wanted to speak to that, because between college, the Euro leagues, and the NBA, having a perspective from a scout, you see what they job, you see what they got to do. They got to find a style of play, because again, you could play one way in one place and that'd be successful. But everybody knows that basketball isn't played the same way everywhere. That's why somebody like Tim Duncan is so, in my opinion, popular, because he's big fundamentals, and fundamentals is everywhere in basketball. But we're gonna go to John first, and then we're gonna go around the panel. We got John, Ice, Scott, and Big Priest on the panel. We got also SL on the panel. But what you take from this, John?
Yeah, it was great to watch this episode because you really go more in depth on the relationships between these scouts and international scouting. It's a very rigorous job because you go into different time zones. You basically have to keep your schedule somehow while adjusting to all your different surroundings, and it's just a lot of busy work. Like these guys are away from their families, and you go to different countries to EuroLeague. Like it's a lot of grind and effort. But the good thing, like they were talking about, is the relationships you make with European and American scouts. And it's great to just kind of, like you said, see all these different levels with college, with Euro, with professional league. Like you said, it's like a game of chance at the same time. Well, what they do in Europe will translate to the States. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the good thing what the scouts do is they kind of get a grasp understanding of, okay, does this Euro player style, does it kind of fit what Jordy's trying to create? Does this guy bring the physicality that he wants on defense? Does he bring the athleticism that this team really needs right now? So, like you said, there's a lot of different levels and layering. And the great thing these scouts do is they try to put the pieces of a long puzzle together the best of their ability, and Jordy and his staff take it from there. So you definitely do see a lot of layering, which we are kind of seeing in these different documentaries of the scout documentaries. So it's pretty cool to see. And I think for the Brooklyn Nets right now, considering our options are our 8th pick, you look at somebody like Noah Senge, who we've recently got to see a lot of with his Euro play, and he's kind of showing you he's got double-double potential. Obviously, he needs to work more on offense, get stronger physically, but you look at his two-way abilities, and that's something that Jordy could potentially utilize if Fears is off the board and Noah Senge is up there for the Nets. So it's good that BJ and these guys are going to EuroLeague to evaluate these guys, because some of these guys are moving up the draft board now with certain guys being removed from the draft board. So it's pretty interesting to kind of see the ebbs and flows of EuroLeague from these guys' eyes and lenses. So it was very educational to kind of see their perspective on it all.
Yeah, just furthering your point. I heard a lot of buzz about Noah and Senge, and I'm becoming more interested. But how do you feel? How you had a call with Noah and Senge? What do you think about him?
I think he's got a lot of potential. Like there's even potential that we saw, the last few months. But people were wondering, what is this guy's skill level? I know some people are throwing the Giannis thing out there, but I think it's kind of disrespectful, because you look at Giannis where he came into the league. He was a very skinny guy, but he put years and years of work, physically, a diet. Like, he took a lifestyle to get physically where he's at with the Greek Freak moniker. So if somebody like Noah Senge wants to even hope to be on that type of level, like, you have to commit to all different types of ways of being healthy, physically stronger, and just being more meticulous as a ball player. So I think for Noah Senge right now, the potential is with his two-way skill set, what he can give you on offense, what he can kind of give you on defense. If he gets stronger, he could definitely be a potential blue chip prospect for a team like Brooklyn's looking for. So I definitely think he's opened up people's eyes. It's just, can like we talked about just now, can it translate to the States? It potentially could, but it really depends on if Noah Senge is ready to go up to that next level as far as getting physically stronger and trying to be more durable as a young player.
No, that's fair. Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, I could subscribe to his content on X, or Twitter. You know what I mean? If it got something to do with the Brooklyn Nets, hearing somebody chat, somebody debating somebody or agreeing with somebody. But if it's Brooklyn Nets, you're gonna find him there. So y'all can find him at everything Brooklyn Nets John on X.
Appreciate it.
So the shout out to Ice. Ice, kind of more the same question, but kind of wanted to pivot a little bit. But you could see the Nets kind of favoring that international talent. How did the relationship between the international player and the Brooklyn Nets? You think that's possible this season?
Yeah. So you was talking about Jay saying we might get an international player, right? So the four,
Yeah.
I think there's four French players. Reynard, Maxim Reynard is one. Noah Senge is one, and they both played with Wemby. Those two players played alongside Wemby, so those Wemby's guys. Joan Berger,
Okay.
I think Jones is French, and I think Nolan Traore is French too, as well.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? The relationship that they got with international is big. You know what I'm saying? They getting the inside scoop on all the players, because they hire international guys and they go out and get all the reports. You know what I'm saying? Everything
Right.
is detailed about players. And that could help them, because they're pretty good at, I wouldn't say like they're the best at drafting, but the Nets is good at drafting players. Know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, what do you think about the translating of the game from international players to the NBA? How do you feel about it, the climate of it right now?
Well, I think it all depends on the player and the skills that they have. You know what I mean? Because like you said, like John said, any basic player, basic skills, those translate everywhere. You know what I mean? But as far as the speed of the game, the understanding, you gotta have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the IQ, and I think that goes as long as the game, along with the gameplay. Your IQ have to be high, because these guys in the NBA IQs are through the roof. You know what I mean? For the most part, when you play along certain people or certain coaches that have a high IQ, and then you might have the game, but you don't have the mind for it. You know what I mean? So I think they look for all that in the player.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right. So last question before we go around the panel. What do you think? Do you see the work you put in as a scout just from home? Actually seeing what it takes to be an international scout. How do you feel about, what's your perspective on us, just an NBA scout or a Brooklyn Nets scout? How do you feel about it?
Yo,
As a job, as an occupation, just everything. How you feel?
Yeah, it's not an easy job. Your job is to find the player or that player or a few players. You know, before you even came on live, I'm still watching highlights of certain guys and stuff like that now. So I could only imagine going to a game, sitting there taking your notes, trying to remember this. I scouted this guy, let me go back to this game. We got to fly back out there and check this out. Hey, fam, I won't be home. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. It's not
tough.
easy being a scout. You know what I mean? It take a lot of your time up, and it takes a lot of your brain power, and it take a lot of your knowledge to try to calculate the right guy to have, you know what I'm saying, that you bring to the table to the Nets and be like, this is the guy I think we should pick. You know what I'm saying? For these many reasons, boom, 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 and lay it all on the table and have everybody agree with what you're saying or see the vision that you have in certain players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you got to pour a lot of energy into actually being great at anything you do, but specific to the topic as a scouter, because you know, like when you're like, I always think about basketball, so it's like with that kind of job, when are you not thinking about basketball? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's interesting to see. And you know, as much as we say, oh, we should get this player, that player, I like them giving us a peek into what it is that all of the due diligence that they do to actually find the right player. You heard BJ speak to not just being talented, but the personality of the player, the character of the person. Um, I think that's dope. But Ice, before we go to Scott, can you just tell them where they can find you at? Let them know you heavy on TikTok. Tell them, bro.
Yo, excuse me. The tip off of Brooklyn Nets podcast. You can find me on TikTok because I'm heavy there, like Jadakiss said, bro. Y'all gotta swing over. You know what I mean? Follow me on TikTok. Get on the lives. Breezy, JV on the live. I got Leaf on the live. The rest of y'all gotta pull up and be on the live because they be live over there. You heard?
Yeah. Word. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Ice. Thanks for joining the panel. We definitely gonna go back to Ice and John before the night over. Scott, talk to us, man.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Chilling, man. Just before you start, just shout your channel out, and then we're gonna get
Yeah,
to
you
it.
can reach me at Apartment Gamer and More on YouTube and Apartment Gamer One on X.
All right, shout to Scott. Scott, talk to us, man. What do you care whether or not it's an international player or a player we get from the college draft? How do you feel about the talent in the draft of the NBA? I mean, the college players and the international players. Do you think one is better than the other, or how did just the climate of the whole thing? What do you think about Scott?
I think it might be a little easier for the American kids to grasp the NBA, but there's definitely talent overseas. And I think that the overseas players, you have to do more than just look at the talent because they coming into a situation where they're not Americanized. So it makes it difficult for them to transition into those NBA type players that teams want, you know? So it's a project, but there's definitely talent there. And personally speaking, there's talent all in the draft when you look at it that way, because your pool is so big, but it's definitely hard work.
Facts. Any international players you interested being on the Nets?
Other than at first it was Senge was the only one that I really was interested in, that I paid attention to. I actually literally paid attention to his game. So because I think he could turn into a 3-and-D. So
Okay, no way in Senge?
yes.
Okay. What do you mean? You think he got that corner three hitting it from the elbow?
Yeah, he showed promise in his 3-point, especially in the corner. So I was watching that and I was like, he hit pretty good from the corner. And he's lengthy. He plays defense. He seems to, people go by him, but he recovers well. He's quick. He can run the floor. Yeah, he got the package. And
Sound
like
like
I
Clack's
said,
replacement right
yeah,
there.
but he's definitely got the talent. It's just, can he?
He's not a center though.
He's not a
Yeah,
center.
he's more of a forward. He's more
of a small forward. That's what he is. I wouldn't want him for a center. No.
Okay. Yeah, Scott, you could go back and forth with Big Priest, and we're gonna go to SL. I'm pretty much asking all y'all the same question. I said my piece to it. I just wanted to hear y'all take on it. Go ahead, Scott, Big Priest, and SL.
Yeah. Personally speaking, when you go overseas, those scouts spend so much time doing that work, and it's not easy to scout players, but you do get a better perspective of a player. Like the way we look at it is one way we could see them play, but they get to talk to them and see where their head is at, which is crucial. It's crucial. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think one thing that we do overlook is the distractions that players go through because of the women, because of the fiesta,
Yeah.
because of all of the things that come with having that kind of money at that age.
Yeah.
Everybody's your friend. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
They go through the same thing as any other, young person that do. And even though some of them are not as young as you think they
okay,
are.
but even so, being a young man,
Yeah.
it's a lot
Comes
of money,
Yes, it is.
a
It's
lot
a
of
transition.
temptation, a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all transition for some.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Scott, man, y'all, and also Scott Ice. Throw y'all link in the chat. Make it easy for Big Fan Breezy.
Okay.
Follow these content creators. They help me build my page, and I thank them for it. Hopefully, their pages grow too, so we can all grow as a next fan base. Um, that's exactly what I'm looking for to happen. Part of the reason why I always say next fans is the best fans. We're gonna go to Big Priest, man. Big Priest, talk to us, man. What do you think about the Brooklyn Nets doing this documentary talking about scouting? What's your take on it?
I like it. But yeah, like Ice was saying, man, that's a tough job, man. It's a tough job. Folks be away from their family all the time. It's just hard. Um, what else was the
Okay.
question?
Um, um, what do you think about the Brooklyn Nets getting an international player? Does that matter to you, or do you want them to get a player out to college, or how you feel about it?
I like it depends on the player. Um,
Okay.
Even a guy like Nolan Traore is cool with me, depending on where he gets taken at. Um, some of the guys from college are international players as well.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? Like Igor is not from
Yep.
America, you know.
That's
True.
So
true.
it all depends, Embiid was an international player, just came and played college ball over here. So we get to see um what direction they go in based on what is available. I'm still not, you know, 100% that they're not going to trade and move up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I know. I'm under. So somebody said that to me. He said, "Yeah, you very optimistic." But I was looking at him like, bro, I really don't know. It's so many different possibilities that I don't want to cancel any options out. You know what I mean? I don't want to cancel any of them
we
out.
don't know what the front office is going to do. And they were talking about it when I was either listening to NBA radio or something or another, and they were literally talking about um there are a lot of teams in contact with Philly and all these places about moving up and all this stuff. So, oh, hold on.
No, that's all good.
They
Yeah,
said a lot of
listen.
people in contact with Philly and with these other teams about moving up. So we don't know what's gonna happen. We go in the 2 weeks we're gonna find out though.
Nah, facts, all facts. Um, but I know your stance on Dylan Harper. But you say you cool with Fairs if we get him.
Yeah, I like Fizz as a player. I like Fizz
Okay.
as a player.
Do you think that
I
these
think
other
point
point
guard is our
guards?
most important position to get.
Right, that's what I was trying to have a conversation with you about Jaeger, Nolan Trayor, Fizz. You know, do you think they all in the same, I
Magor,
don't know, talent pool, or
no,
they different players?
I think it's Dylan, Fizz, and everybody else.
Okay. Y'all agree with that, SL Ice? Y'all agree with Big Pre say? Y'all the ones that watch college basketball. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can live with that one. Yeah, it's them two, and then everybody else kind of falls in. You know, it's like you rolling the dice, and you, no matter what that number is.
If I was grading them, I'd give Dylan an A, I'd give Fizz a B, and everybody else would be like C plus and below.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think Dylan and Ace is damn near in the same category. Dylan might be an A plus, Fairs might be an A minus, and everybody else is below that, bro. You know what I mean?
So you're a little higher on Jeremiah Fizz.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I didn't do pluses and minuses. That's why I said A, B.
A, B, yeah.
But did y'all hear? We gotta go to SL? But did y'all hear that Fizz was in New York for 3 months? This entire time before the draft, he's in New York. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
yeah, Brooklyn trained him out. You know, taught him out.
I seen, but he's still. But 3 months, bro. It don't take that long to train. You getting comfortable. Like if I'm anywhere for 3 months, I live there.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
if you there for 1 week,
it's nothing like he's gonna, what's his name, that we did a bunch of workouts. It was a lot of teams, and it's more about his, what's his name, Nike deals and other stuff. Like New York is the marketplace for the, what's his name, for other contracts outside of.
Listen, SL, he still live here. I seen something where he said, "Yo, I'm picking up slang." He said, "Yo, I was mad tight."
Unless we're trading up, we're not getting fierce. Unless we're trading up, we're not getting fierce. And Washington with New Orleans most likely to get him. And as of right now, from what I'm hearing, New Orleans is of right now ready to trade back with what's his name, with Atlanta, because Atlanta want Haman Malouak. That's the word right now. So if we're talking about that, then it means Pierce is not going past 6, and so that's where Washington is.
So who will we get if Pierce goes?
I'm going back to the video that you said. Here's the thing about the video and the prior, what's his name? The prior hires we did before the trade of Mitchell. We hired Drew Nicholas, right? Who was a lead scout for Denver Nuggets. He was over here for a little bit, but his main name came from Europe. He won a championship in Europe. He spent a lot of time in Real Madrid and other places, so he knows around the league. So that's why we linked to Hugo Gonzalez too. Hugo Gonzalez saying no bump. He dropped really bad from what he was coming into the season, because there's a lot of things came up with his jumper. Like you playing versus grown men, they scout you. Listen, as an 18, 19-year-old kid, it's tough. When you playing versus adult, it's tough. This is why Noah Sengi impresses everybody right now, and that's why the conversation taking place, like Utah, some other teams in what's his name, top 7, talking about, listen, maybe we should draft Noah Sengi because he is, like, his measurements from the combine that he did the other night, 6'10" barefoot, 6'11", 7 feet. He's with the shoes. I'm not sure what his weight and what's his name, wingspan and whatever, but he's amazing. Like, his measurements are amazing and athletic ability are amazing. Like, people, what I said exactly, they compare him to, but there's another name that came up next to him. They compare him to Sean Marion, who I said he looks like. But Sean Marion was 6'7". This kid is 6'10", 6'11". And another name that came up, there's a good flashes of it, is Pascal Siakam. He got that post moves, that turkey jerky type moves. He got that. He's fast for 7 feet. Like, not many players can run at 7 feet tall like him. Those are very, very rare. That's why no one.
You think his game translates?
As of right now, from what I heard, is that our scouts like Drew Nicholas, exactly who I put the name first. But then we hired R.J. Barrett, who was a scout for G League Ignite. And remember who came from the G League Ignite from years past, right? So let's not. I'm gonna come back to him. Like as of right now, we're talking about Noah Sangay and Drew Nicholas. Like we doing real work in Europe right now. We worked out Ben Saraf, we worked out Noah Sangay, we worked out Hugo Gonzalez. What's the other French kid? I'm forgetting right now. I'm blocking out on him. We did that. We got the biggest scouting team in the league as of today. Like, give props to Joe Tsai as of right now. He spent enormous amount of money on the top scouts, and they got no shortage of moving and being and having access. So as of right now, we in the driver's seat. But to say like we going heavy on the European guys, I'm not really sure about that because it really will depend on what we're gonna do with our later picks.
I mean, but we got SL, but we gotta prioritize the 8th pick before we prioritize the later picks.
That's true. That's true. And we gotta evaluate who's gonna go first. So we know several names that definitely go before. Like I can give you top 5 right now that I'm telling you ain't gonna go past 5 and 6. It will be Dylan, Cooper, Ace, VJ, Fierce. That's top 5 right off the bat. You can forget. I mean, you can forget about them. Those teams said it's about them trading between each other. There's a rumor that Philadelphia might. Last night it came out. There is a rumor that Philadelphia might trade with us if we're gonna give them additional picks, and they're interested in our Knicks picks. But I'm not really sure we should be bailing out and taking Paul George contract because Paul George contract is horrendous.
Yeah,
it's pretty much we're paying $50 million to Ace Bailey.
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, but still,
and we got a good chance.
3 years. Paul George contract is 3 more years.
150 million. 3 more years. Yeah. And we have to listen to his podcast too, which is like,
that's a tough.
And we don't know if Ace Bailey gonna turn out better than Noah Sangay is of today. It's a huge gamble.
If we sign Paul George, they better have me on that podcast, man.
Yo, facts. I was gonna suggest, Breeze, you gotta get on George's podcast if he goes here. We gotta do that. That would be hilarious.
They're gonna be doing what they did with Ben Simmons, trying to pay him.
Yeah, but see who they want. They want Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, number 8, and few of our of our Knicks picks. I think that's an overpay. That's a highway robbery. We just came out from Ben Simmons contract. We ate that through 3 years. And the way I talked to with the Nets fans around the NBA, online stuff, we having PTSD. I myself have PTSD after Ben Simmons, and we're getting from the same GM another bad contract like that. I mean, I'm losing Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, number 8, to get what? Ace Bailey? That's a steep price to pay. I'm sorry. And you're taking a couple Nick picks along that. No, that's a no-no.
I don't think Philly's trained, especially with the stuff about Edgecombe lately. That they really are like looking at Edgecombe as a really good balance piece. John, so I don't think
that's the thing. They don't know what they're doing because Maxey flew up and was talking to BJ Edgecombe. But the consensus number 3 and what they pretty much locked into is Ace Bailey. But there's a whole bunch of red flags attached to Ace Bailey.
I heard they're unsure about Ace. I heard they're unsure. I know they have a training thing with him planned, but it looks like I think Edgecombe might have that advantage because you don't just send out Maxey and the officials to meet Edgecombe if you don't seriously think he could be that guy. And I just think you already have George and you have Ace. Like, that's redundant. I don't see how that helps Ace develop. So I think there could be a surprise there where they don't trade that pick and Edgecombe might shockingly get number 3.
Well, John, according to the rumors, that's what Utah said. They wanted the Lowry Markkinen and that number 6. And Utah said no. Like, that contract is humongous, and we're giving up Lowry Markkinen, and we're giving up potentially like player, let's say Trey Johnson or somebody like that, who can help them too. So.
I think y'all got a lot of validity with that VJ thing because I do think they want to get a solidified backcourt with Maxi and that guy they drafted last season, or Maxi and somebody they drafted this season.
Kane?
But they want a backcourt. I could see that from the 76ers right now. Like, and you got that from Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse success comes a lot from the backcourt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of validity to what y'all saying, man. I'm picking up what y'all putting down. This is JTV, just joined the panel. Shout out to this is JTV. What's good, Brody?
Wagwan King.
Just chilling, man. Chilling.
Wow. Nah, nothing. Chilling.
Nah, we was just talking about what you were saying in a different stream about how we might get somebody from France, something like that, and there's a lot of prominent foreign players right now. We got Maxim, Renaud, you got Nolan Troyer, you got
Niggas don't
someone
want to
that I
hear it.
forget.
Niggas
No
don't
way
want to
sing
hear
it.
it, but low key, the international game is leading the world right now, man.
No, we know. I mean, on this page we know. But go ahead, Jay. How do you feel about an international player being on the Nets?
Man, I hate that the international game is leading the world right now, man. I want it to be dudes from America to be leading the game, but
yeah, Cooper Flag.
You got Cooper Flag, right? Dylan
Cooper
Harper.
Flag. That's
yeah,
it.
no, that's true, but we gotta see what happens after Cooper Flag gets drafted, because like I was saying before, the last 5 MVPs is international players.
I
We
mean,
need
he's not really American, Jay, but AJ DeBonsa, like,
Right, I was just going to
where's he
mention
from?
that.
AJ
America.
DeBonsa is coming up. Darren Peterson is coming up. Tim Boozer is coming up.
Right.
The other kid.
But we
They-
gotta make sure that those kids is gonna outdo the names that you just named, all the Nolan Traores and Maxime Reynards and
But hold
whoever
on,
else.
Jay. What I'm saying with Jay, the pushback that I got is that basketball is no longer just a national
American
sport. It is an international sport.
It is an international sport.
Listen,
True, but let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Imagine, bro.
Let me say,
All right,
Jay. Let me say this. The basketball is top 3. The only ones that's in front of it is probably cricket and soccer, but it's bigger than American football. It's bigger than everything besides the 2 I just mentioned. Soccer and cricket might have the edge, but besides that, it's an international sport. We gotta embrace this, Jay.
bro.
Jay,
No.
embrace
If the best rappers started coming from France, I'm not with it, bro.
That's no, you doing a lot right now. That's
What's the difference? What's the difference between rap and rap and basketball? What's the difference? Rap is international now, but the best rapper can't come from France, my nigga.
Bro, because first off the lingo. Like that ass. Like
they can rap in French.
No,
like they
bro,
can play ball in French.
No, it's not the same.
Hold on.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
If you nice, Jay, you nice. Wherever you from, if you nice, you know somebody's nice, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Just
but that's not. No,
we still got to be better because we invented it.
If nigga rapping in French, bro, I don't know what he's saying. I'm not gonna say.
But if
I'm not gonna listen.
But if it's fire, it's fire still.
But I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's what subtitles are for,
bro. You telling me you ain't never heard? Wait, no, don't do that, bro. You ain't never heard.
Breezy, you're thinking about as of American, but if you're looking internationally, like they don't need to understand that the vibe is there. That's the.
Yeah,
the Gangnam Style was like.
You're not a real rapper.
Yeah, time out.
You
He
really
talking
don't
about
understand
hip hop,
what
bro.
rap is.
Hey, listen, hip hop is contingent on where you from, and they are
What you've been
representatives
through.
of that where you from, and they're rappers. These rappers are artists. These artists they they make life imitate art.
Population of Europe is over 900 million people.
Listen. Hold on.
Let him finish. Then let him finish too, because I think Adol got a valid point too, guys.
Listen. Artists and I'm not trying to deviate from this because Jay took this somewhere totally left. From the point.
Is valid.
All right.
I'm not, bro. I'm. Let me say this. Basically, what I'm saying is, if I can't understand their language, bro, that's automatically it's culturally. You know what I'm saying? And it took a while for rap to become international, but that's because of the popularity of that artist being known somewhere else. And 9 times out of 10, they speak in that language. You know, you can't just be vibing. And I listen to international music.
I
It's
feel
not
like
like I
everything you say could be applied to hip hop too. Like
nah,
hip
but
hop and
it's not.
basketball. Hip hop and
It's true.
basketball.
It's true. Breezy.
No.
It's true.
Let me finish my point.
I can tell you by my example.
Before 2v1, let me finish my point. My point is it's not the same thing. My point is that yeah, both of them are international. Yes, that is the same thing. But to make it seem like, for one, I don't agree with Jay. I don't mind that it's going international. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that basketball is bigger than America. It is.
You taking my point. You taking my
It
point the
used to
wrong way.
be.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's
used to be.
international. I'm saying that we should
say
be
you don't like
leading
it.
the chart. No, we should be leading the chart. We
No,
should be the
basketball
best.
grew much
I
bigger
feel
than
like we should be the
America.
best. We shouldn't be being second best to nobody. That's it.
Well, we got
I don't. It's hard to say that. I don't think the
Halliburton coming
NBA
in
bet.
trying to get
I
this
don't.
chip. So
I
there you
don't think the
go,
best
America.
team. I don't think the best team
Yeah,
of
that's
the
a good point,
NBA will lose
Priest.
to the. I don't think the best team of the NBA loses to the best team anywhere. If it's like just a regular team in the NBA, you pull out whoever let's say the OKC or the Pacers, and they face the champions in a different league. I think we're the better team.
All right, but
I'm
take
not.
the international players off those teams. Take Shea Gilgeous-Alexander off the fucking
It's too
OKC.
it's too late for that. It's too late for that. You know what I'm
Jay,
saying? It's too
Canada is
late.
America, pretty much.
That's not true because
True,
if
true.
Serbia was
I
playing
give Canada
in
being part
Not
of
Jokic was
America
officially
because it
playing,
yet.
technically is in North America. So
if
Right.
Canada,
Serbia
you
was
can count.
playing versus Denver, Jokic would probably play for Serbia. So
Exactly.
Right.
NBA
Luka,
And
has the most. The
Wemby.
NBA is the most competitive league, even though they are catching up. The league itself, there's no
but
other
like I keep saying,
league
imagine
more
if those
competitive than the
international
NBA.
players decide to say, "No, I'm just going to stay home and play."
Didn't
Like,
but
Well,
Nah,
the
they're
All
not.
Star
They're
game
not
next
doing
year,
that,
it's
Jay.
NBA versus
have a
the
lot
wait,
of
Jay.
But
Next year it's
they
NBA
cut
versus
up.
the
They
world.
didn't
So
want
you
to.
got
yo, they
But
giving
to
what they
see
giving
this.
Russell Westbrook $150 million for 3 years.
I
But what I'm
can
listen,
prove
Jay.
that.
What I'm saying is,
who?
I hear what you're saying, Jay. But the truth is, that's not what happened. Jokic was a professional before he came to the NBA. Petrovic, he was a professional before he came to the NBA. There's
And
players that
Petrovic
will
was
play
nice too.
international. Like for instance, Wemby is a new thing where we drafting these young players. Before they were professionals before they came to Ginobili. He was a professional before he came to the NBA.
Wemby was a
He
Like,
could
professional
done it.
too.
Yeah,
Wemby was
was
but
saying he
professional.
could done as well
no.
too.
But these players are coming in the league at 18. They professionals, but that's technically they professionals being technical. But when I say professionals, I mean they've been in the league over there for 3-4 years. They coming over here 28, 29, 30. That's when Petrovic got to the
But
Nets. He was
but
30 or
yo,
some shit like
Luca
that.
was professional at
No, he
14.
wasn't.
That's
Petrovic wasn't 30 when he came to the Knicks.
but he was how old was he?
Petrovic died in his 20s.
Okay, but how old was he when he got to the Nets?
He
And
was
he got to the
27,
Nets.
28, something like that. He died at
Right.
29.
Right. My
All
point
right,
is that
that's still close to 30 though.
Right. My point is that the
That means
NBA
he's up
draft
there.
is getting
He's up
players
there.
at 18 and bringing them into the league. When the professionals from these other places in Europe were coming over, these international players, they weren't 18. That's my point.
He got
Is that it's a
Petrovic
new
got to the
thing that they
league.
get in players that this young. Now,
Wasn't
Wemby, Luka,
Kobe playing professionally in
Petrovic
Europe
was
before he was
25. No, he
yeah,
wasn't.
yes,
Kobe
in
wasn't
Europe he
playing
was.
professional.
He was
He played in
mad young.
Italy though. He played in Italy for like
But he
2
didn't play
years, I think.
professionally.
Right, but the difference
I'm just
between
saying, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why that situation is
the
kind of like
difference is Kobe Pops played
When
in the NBA,
Petrovic
so it's
got
a
to
little
the
different.
Nets, he was 26. He got to the league at 25.
Exactly.
yeah.
Right, but you see what I'm saying? And the NBA, they getting players at 18. That's a 7-year.
So he died at
difference, you know what I'm
28 then,
saying?
right? Yeah. Okay.
Trying to find those young stars everywhere and everywhere, Breeze.
Yeah,
Listen,
no,
my
it's cool.
point is,
I
like,
think I like it.
I'm not mad that the world is embracing basketball or hip hop. I'm just
Right.
saying, I feel like as a pioneer, you should be the best at your craft, and you shouldn't let other cultures or countries come and overtake you.
But
And
they have a
it's all
plan.
this.
Jay, and
It's
that's what
all
we
this
did.
skit.
We started paying NCAA started doing what's his name, giving these players like Diego Damon and other players like who else was over there in college,
Mm,
those huge amount of money. Like
The
we
reason,
start giving like 10 millions and everything else, and that's why Europe talking about
the
like,
reason,
hey, we can't even what's his name grow our league because right now America taking all these young prospects and they taking it to the college straight up.
yeah, the
Mhm.
reason why they do that is because when you look at the list of popular sports ranked by total fans, football or soccer, cricket is
Right.
2, hockey is 3, tennis is 4,
I can't put cricket over
volleyball.
there
Listen,
because
listen,
by
listen,
India
Hey, let's not
itself,
finish.
it's
Let him
Let him
finish.
it's
Let's
finish.
not
Let
finish.
him
Let's not
finish. Let
finish.
him
Let's not
finish.
finish.
Go
listen.
ahead, Scott. Let him finish. Go ahead, Scott.
Volleyball 5, tennis, table tennis is 6,
China,
basketball
right?
is 7. Table tennis beats basketball in
That's
And
wild.
cricket
That's
because
listen,
wild.
India and
listen.
China they got
Let me
population of
finish this point
over
off,
1 billion
You
people.
cutting
We
me
can
and I
feed
can't
like
get this
six.
point off. You cutting me and I can't get this point
Okay,
off. But when it
I'm
comes
sorry.
to money,
It's no,
National
no,
Football League, which is not even ranked in fans, is number 1. Number
right.
2 is basketball.
Hmm.
American National Basketball, NBA,
Right,
in revenue. It's about money when they pull players. It ain't so much that they need all the fans. The money is being spent in those sports. That's why they go international. They go international to pull money. They ain't pulling international players over here to play. There's
Now,
1
also,
or 2 or 3 handful of any
also,
country they grab, and then
also
they
to
bring into, you know,
yeah. Now,
into NBA.
also to add to Scott's point, they implemented the play in tournament, not the play in the season tournament. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The in-season tournament.
The in season tournament because of soccer.
right.
That's a real quote from Adam Silver.
Yeah,
So they taken and it's because of the money. You know
right.
what I
They
mean?
want money. They're trying to make money.
So I pulled up the graphics. So what Scott was talking about, soccer, number 1, 4 billion people, fan
right.
base. Number 1, cricket. Number 2, hockey. Number 3, I didn't know that.
Yeah, hockey
Tennis.
is
Number
big.
4, 5. Five is volleyball. 6 table tennis. 7 basketball. 8 baseball. 9 rugby. 10 golf.
Now
Now,
you got to remember,
I'm
this is about
surprised
The
fan
baseball
base.
basketball
one
ain't
is
That has
higher.
nothing
surprising.
to do
Baseball is an
with.
all-time
now,
American sport.
It
now I
That's
has
want to.
nothing to do
Hold
with
on.
unbelievable.
I
revenue.
want y'all.
That's
I want
crazy.
y'all to know that this is in 2023. I'm gonna pull up something more
Recent.
recent, but I'm just letting y'all know for context. This is in 2023. Go ahead, Scott.
It's
Yeah.
not going to
Yeah,
be much
no.
different.
What I'm saying is that even though this is based on amount of fans, okay, so clearly America or United States don't have as many people as Europe. It's okay. It's all right. So we pick from the pool. If you really look at NBA, if you say there's 10 French players, that is a lot for them because there's so many of them or so many Europeans playing basketball that if they only picking 10 and then you got all the rest of the teams with these 400 players, you see what I'm saying? They are pulling American players. Now, whether they popularize Wimby and them, it's because of revenue. Revenue. It's about money. They want their money. Actually, you're a fan of soccer, but you spend your money in NBA.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm realizing too that's happened as of recent and about the last 10 years is that NBA owners are changing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
You see it
international.
happen, right? You see it happen with the Brooklyn Nets. You see it happen with the Clippers. You see it happen with the Suns.
It's an
I'm pretty
investment.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm missing a few owners that might have changed hands with
Yeah,
franchises. But
yeah.
to Scott's point, to my point, is that it's a win-win on the business side of things.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, they making
you
money.
don't lose money when you,
You ain't
but I
losing
think you
no
gotta
bread.
be part of a certain circle to
Y'all can
even
say what
be
y'all
a
want.
owner of a
That
basketball
bread is
team. You know what I'm
being
saying?
made.
People on the
Yo.
panel, y'all want to put up some money to own Portland. Portland for sale right now.
Yeah, sure
He
enough.
said Portland for
You want to
sale.
buy
Damn.
Portland Ice?
Yeah, Portland for sale right now.
Hey, it might be a good investment. Who knows? They
It
might
ain't,
move
it,
to
it ain't that much
Vegas.
invested in the world because that's still, even though Portland is what it is, that's still a probably $3 billion price tag.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
There ain't no
you
such
need
thing
the,
as a
you need the
Portland.
panel, everybody on YouTube, and some more stuff to get
Now,
Portland.
Paul Allen died a few years ago. That lady, his wife, is dumb old. She can't run this anymore. They got Seattle Supersonics too, so they probably like their
But what gets
families.
me is football, American football, is the #1 making sport in the world in money, in
Because
revenue.
it's the best sport.
Yet
I'm surprised
it's not
baseball's not
even
in the
the
top
top
10,
tier
man. That's
fan base.
crazy.
It ain't even
I'm
I'm
not
fan
sure.
surprised
Yo,
baseball
Ice,
is
I
not in
remember
the
the
top
night
10.
you said that the first time. I was like, that's how I knew I fuck with Ice, man, because football is the best sport, low key.
No, football got a lot of money.
I just
There's a
didn't
lot
say
of money
that.
in football.
I'm more baseball, basketball than
Football,
football,
soccer,
personally.
football.
American
Football,
No,
football.
football,
American
American.
football.
American football.
I think the halftime show is way more popular than the even actual Super Bowl
Nah, come
itself.
on, come
Well,
on, come on, come on.
John, you
That's what
wilding
I've
right now.
seen, Jay. That's what I've seen, Jay, man. It's
No, but I'm
unfortunate,
talking
man.
about the game, man. We
The
not
game
talking
is
internet
outstanding.
narratives. We talking about
we're just seeing football. I mean European football, soccer to us, it's 4 billion.
Listen,
Like, what are we talking about?
yes, but the thing is,
Okay.
them same 4 billion is spending money in American football because that money ain't coming from nowhere.
Hey, Big Priest, you ain't got to do it.
That
We're
money ain't
going
coming
into
from
economy
nowhere.
right now because
They
dollar
gamble
used
on
to
American football.
dollar used to be reserve currency. Slowly, right now, we're crashing out. Like, dollar
Well,
is not
it's
reverse
okay.
currency, and where
It's
American
okay.
football will end up is
Until the
really
American dollar don't pop,
Hey,
then American
yes.
football is
Big
going to
Priest,
stay.
you ain't got a bill to put up for Portland. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the money is being spent in
I
American
don't. I
football.
don't. Oh
Oh
yeah, Jordan
man, that
Howard
was a
and them was
bad
getting
See,
play.
but
busy.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all took the conversation somewhere where I wasn't even meaning it. It's not even about the money. It's
No,
not
but the
about nothing.
international
When
thing,
I said it, I meant more about pride. Like if you invent a art form, a sport, a medium of culture,
like
I
rap.
feel like you should be the industry leader at all
But
times.
see, rap was never
But this is
meant to
why
be
But bro, hold on, hold on.
Silver is
merchandise.
doing the
Rap was
World
a
versus
story that people sing
America
about. I mean, rap about
All-Star game.
what their life is.
Hold
That's
on,
where
one mic.
rap came from.
Right. Hold on, one mic. I just wanted to say this, and I know this because you know what I mean. I've researched it, and where it really got introduced is the big man being able to space the floor. If you know the NBA, you know big man in the paint, point guard, guards out the paint,
Right.
and that was the game. But the one that really did a lot of introducing the international game and the way they played the game, the style of play in the Europe
The
League
big man could be
was
outside.
Coach Pop. It was Coach Pop. He was the one getting these international plays and has the Spurs might have the biggest international connection to in the NBA to abroad. Now I'm saying that to say Coach Pop was
Before
very hold on, let me finish that. Coach Pop was very intentional on doing that. So
Yep.
before a case in point is to get to SL, there was a surplus of international players because of the Spurs' success with international players.
That's
the first
true.
year Ginobili came over here after winning the championship in the Euro Leagues, he won a championship with the Spurs.
Right.
And how the hell did Coach Pop know about Manu Ginobili in the first place? I don't know.
Manu
But the
Ginobili
point,
is from Argentina. He ain't from Europe.
no.
okay, but I'm just
It was
when
the
I say
scouts.
I just want to be clear. When I say I'm not being specific to a specific Europe. When I say the Euro leagues, I mean all of them. all of them that's not in the
You mean
NBA,
the
kind of like Bridget.
international players?
Right,
Right.
international
Yeah,
Yeah.
players. Right.
because Manu
I'm not.
Ginobili
I'm
played in
not.
Europe before he came over here. You're
Tony
Right.
Parker
absolutely
from
right.
Europe.
I'm not
Let me
boxing it to Europe. I'm just making it like
Tony
international
Parker
players.
is
And
from
yeah,
Europe.
there was a surplus
Breezy,
to get
Breezy.
chest up.
So wait,
You,
wait, wait, wait,
Surplus
wait. Let
I
me
players.
ask
agree
y'all,
with you.
Adar, let me ask you this. So since you said that Canada is counted as Americas, would you
No,
count
it's not.
Argentina as the Americas since it's South America?
No, it's not.
No, that's too far away. The
But my thing
Argentina
Okay,
is
is
more
this.
I'm just
like
asking. I'm just
Argentina.
asking because
Now,
technically it's the
culturally,
Americas.
yeah, right. But culturally, and what's his name, and let's say their mindset, they're more Europeans. Like South America, once we start going towards like Argentina, Brazil, Peru, some other countries, they're more Europeans than American. We calling them our background, sure, that's true, but that's more like influence towards the military part. Once we start talking about culture and religion and stuff like that, they're more Europeans than Americans.
Yeah.
Now again, my point was the international players. That Coach Pop introduced a lot of international play, and once they adopted
You're
that,
right.
if they
You're
never
right.
looked
He was
back, bro.
pioneer. He
After
was
that, it was
pioneer. He saw when Dirk Nowitzki, Kukoc, and everybody else like Sabonis, they would start coming in, and those bigs start having a jumper. So he saw what direction the league need to be expanded. Mike D'Antoni was ahead of the time. He seen where basketball needed to be expanded. Right, they were pioneers, and because of them, we in the situation we are today because these type of players, and we seen like when Porzingis just came in, what his nickname was. KD gave him unicorn, right? We never seen players like that, and these European players will be coming over here. Matter of fact, we're growing them like that too.
right.
But Chet Holmgren, and this is where league is gonna go. Like it's it's like you can't stop it. At some point, we gonna have to compete with that because if you're not progressing, you know what that means? You're regressing. If you're gonna start putting like two bigs in the paint and try to what's his name pound the ball inside the what's his name painted area for 20 minutes and try to go play under 100 points, you're gonna lose because these bigs are gonna stretch you out. They're gonna run you out the court, and we see today Indiana doing just that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, not to I'm gonna segue and pivot because we got a bunch of topics, and you know what I'm saying, we are hour, and I mean this is good content though. So I don't want to pretend like I wasn't interested. I am interested. I just want to get to the other topics too. But I'll leave off saying that I'm glad that the league did what they did for us international players, and far as being competitive, step up. If you're an American player, you feel like these players are better than you,
I
then step up. And also, this last thing,
say
the
that when we
reason,
lose in the Olympics in
no,
2020.
I don't think we lose in the Olympics. And another thing I wanted to say, as far as the Olympics is concerned, that they kept good relations with the fans. And these international fans, because you're inviting the best players over there to come play here. Jokic was great overseas before he came to Denver. And on top of that, a lot of things, and I know Ice can connect with this too, is that they come late in the draft because a lot of scouts back then didn't know about them. You just scouting these 60 college players or whatever that's coming in the draft in the first and the second round. Meanwhile, Coach Pop is scouting Manu Ginobili, who was a champion where he was at. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
they opened up the scouting, and this all originated from the conversation of scouting. They were scouting international champions or the best players over there. So they're like, well, the best players over there, not necessarily going to be the worst players in the NBA. The talent gap wasn't that high because everybody agrees that Ginobili was better than a lot of players in the NBA when he got drafted to the NBA. And to my point, to segue, is he got drafted in the second round. Jokic got drafted in the second round. These are great players. They would never, with the success they had in those in international play, they would have never got drafted in the second round had they been and I'm saying on the soil with us. But
But that scouting was really poor at the time. Now we got Drew Nicholas, we got Adam, what's his name, like lead European scouts, and today we not even China is of today. Like, let's see Atlanta. They worked out today, Hansen Young. And after LA worked combine, there was a lot of raving about Hansen, and he was projected to go in the second round. Today he worked out with Atlanta. After his combine, there's a lot of GMs said to be like, yo, he's not dropping past like 22. And today we see why. Because Atlanta at 22. They need a big. Hansen
Yeah.
Young is something who they interested in. But then they're interested in Haman Maluk. Haman Maluk for them will be amazing gig. Because if you look at their roster, Trey Young, Dyson Daniels, what's his name? That power forward keeps getting hurt. Fragile as it gets, brittle as it gets. Johnson.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, hold on. Let me pivot, y'all. Let me run point real quick. But before I do, I want to say thank you to This Is JTV, SL, Big Priest, Scott, the Iceman, the Eskimo, and everything booking this job for the dope content. Y'all already know Clip Gang, fitting to clip it all up. But we're gonna get to the next part of the show. Now y'all seen Lance Stevenson, and he took that loss. He got added to the big three. Him and Dwight Howard get into it. We're gonna look at it and then we're gonna recap it. Dang. Now, what I will say is this: that was a brawl. Them dudes look strong and big. Pulse. Now, I want to say, I'm glad I wasn't in that mix. You know,
I'm glad
anybody
you
would have
put that
got it.
pause
Yeah,
there.
yeah. These. I imagine anybody. I just remember. I don't want to put them in the mix like that. I ain't gonna do that to him. But what I will say is this: Lance Stevenson, this is unbecoming. You just got there today. This is your debut. Y'all can make some money with Ice Cube and his league. It ain't NBA money, we all know, but it gotta put food on the table, right? Food ain't that damn expensive. It gotta put food on the table, and I don't think this was necessary. Now I seen another video that showed how this wasn't the first incident of that game, and it escalated to this, but I still think it's ugly. I think I think it's sad shit that they can't be more professional. You know what I'm saying? Especially with
Yeah.
Ice Cube. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But
Yo,
who got something on it?
Yo, Breezo, I don't think it. I'm gonna just say I don't feel like it was Lance Stevenson fault. I don't know the whole incident or nothing, but he let this nigga Michael Beasley tell him, "I'm gonna make you dance, Lance. I'm gonna have you shaking ass," and he stood calm,
Whoa.
composure. He ain't say nothing. He was chilling. So for him to come out of character like that, it must have been some real disrespect going on.
I don't know.
It's
I
a
mean that.
clash of the cultures, probably, that he
Too
knows
Because,
much,
deeply.
bro,
But
I
too
don't
much
know. The way
testosterone, my
Mike
guy.
Beasley was talking to him, I ain't never heard that type of trash talk. And this nigga just stayed calm the whole time. Didn't get hype with him. Didn't like he. So what the fuck was this nigga Dwight Howard saying or doing to get that type of reaction?
Well, I see Lance Stevenson coming up to him. So automatically it looked like Lance Stevenson is the aggressor.
Yeah,
The
but
clips
what
that
did
I
he
seen
say or
before this,
do to get that
bro,
reaction? Is my
yeah,
I don't know.
Jay, you heard the
you need
comment, the
context, bro.
video
You
clip.
just seen this man stay calm through that whole 1v1 shit, no
Bro, they getting
problem.
that's a face off. They getting paid to talk that shit
Bro,
like battle rap.
the game went on. Matter of fact, he did get into something in the game, but it was with somebody else.
Right.
He did push somebody during the game.
That's even worse. He pushed somebody in the dude entourage. The
But
whole
why was the
crowd
dude
gonna
on the
be,
court? But you're
bro.
right though.
He
This
was,
is the second incident at this point.
yeah, bro. He's a hothead, man. He gotta learn how to keep his cool. These dudes is playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bro,
He
you
tried
just
to
got it like that when he
motivate
can just
himself.
blow that type of money. You know how many people don't
They
slap their boss or slap their coworker because their job is involved? A lot of people.
They
You know
should,
what I'm
they should
saying?
start an independent wrestling company for old age basketball players if they want to take it to a
Yo,
ring instead of a court.
Scott laughing too hard. Scott want to slap somebody, man. Who
Yes,
want
I
to slap
wanted to
Scott?
slap a
Whoa,
couple of
whoa,
people.
Scott ain't like that, man.
Man,
Nah.
that's I've been said they should have mics on these players, man. We need to know what's happening, man.
Listen, this was all a political stunt. Listen, this is social media age. These guys know what they're doing. They're trying to get some buzz, some extra feed, some extra dollars. This is all publicity. They even
Nah,
look
that
like a
ain't
real fight.
publicity.
I don't know, bro. This dude's 7 foot. Ain't no money in the world gonna have me tussling with no 7-footer for no damn. Pay me anyway. I'm here to play
He's
basketball,
6'10".
not wrestle.
Do
He's
they
A
have
6'10". You
prior
7-footer?
beef? Do they have prior NBA beef?
I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Dwight
Not that I
Howard be
know of.
touching people the way they don't want to be touched. Pause.
Whoa!
Yo,
Wait, freeze!
Yeah, no,
Yo,
Jay make a right point. What if Dwight Howard said, if you think you was dancing for him, Lance, match it with
yo,
I'ma do.
yo, up. Wait, okay, listen. This is a Dwight man. Let's just call it what it is. It's a Dwight man. That's all it is.
listen.
All right.
I'm just,
Who else
I'm
got
just
to take
saying.
on this? We got Leaf on the panel, SL, Big Priest.
Oh shit!
And me and Jay just stirring the pot right now. We don't know what they say.
Lance had a bad month.
Yeah, let's.
That's exactly what it is. Lance had a very bad month, and he making
A
Brooklyn
bad
look
month.
bad with the answer.
Easily. Now fucking the 1v1.
Why it's
That's
bad
making
though?
Brooklyn look
Now,
bad.
Leaf, respectfully, Brooklyn niggas always swinging on somebody though.
That is a
Exactly.
fact. That is a fact. That is a
Yeah,
fact.
he getting gully. Yeah, he got gully now.
That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Right now, he ready to fuck somebody up.
I done
crazy.
swing. I done swinged on a couple of tall niggas in the club, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I matched, bro. I don't know why, but I definitely matched. Fuck it.
But
Leaf got beef.
my point to bring this clip up is saying that it might be quote unquote entertaining, but I hope it don't hurt Big Three. I hope it don't hurt Ice Cube.
Nah, that nigga Cube was chilling, bro.
He's like publicity.
Oh, he
Cube
rubbing
was
his
chilling.
he rubbing his
I
hands
don't think it
together.
would
Did
hurt
he get
because
suspended? Did Lance get
Cube was doing a
suspended or something?
Birdman, bro.
You guys
I don't
act
know,
like
but
this
it was
guy
his
was spilling blood
debut.
on the
This is
court.
his
It wasn't
first
as
Big
crazy
Three
as it
game.
looked like.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Cube was
asking.
doing
Did he
a
get
bird. Nah,
suspended?
Cube was chilling, bro. Cube
I
was
don't think
chilling.
Cube is
Oh, so if the owner
because
chilling, then
they
we
do that
chilling.
in the regular. They do that in the regular NBA. So why
All right,
wouldn't
later,
why?
Ice.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead,
true.
go ahead.
It does happen in the regular NBA too.
Is it both these guys are just pissed they aren't in the pros anymore? It could be a lot more simple than that.
Nah, they are in the pros.
Wait,
Big
this
Three is
big three is
professional league.
pros?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
the Big
bro.
Three is pros.
Bro, they got
What? It's
they
not
got
professional
Charm.
basketball.
It's
No, it's
They ain't getting
basketball,
paid.
but
It is.
it's not exactly NBA organization.
But
But I
pro
understand what you
stands
guys
for
are saying. I understand
professional.
what you guys are saying, but I would disagree a little bit.
That's just
Yeah,
like saying
no.
the Euro
Listen.
leagues ain't professional.
Right.
Right. Just because it ain't the NBA don't mean it ain't professional.
Yeah, at
What
this point, the college is professional.
facts?
Got a point.
Right.
No, they are.
It's a
Yeah,
league.
they getting
It's a
Nah,
paid.
the
league.
whole thing about it,
They
what's his
student
name? The
athletes.
Big
You
Three.
you
you
getting
getting paid,
technical.
you
They
Nah,
student
professional.
athletes.
nah, the Big Three not recognized by FIBA, and FIBA is what's his name? Give you a credit. If
Yeah.
you're not accredited by them by FIBA, then you're not professional. So Big
Nah,
Three is
fuck
not
them. Fuck
professional.
them. They pocket is
Debatable.
mine.
I disagree.
It's
They
not
pocket is
debate.
mine.
It's a fact.
Nah,
Whether you
it's
like
not
it or
though.
Who the
not,
hell
it's
is
a fact.
FIBA? Who FIBA anyway? For them to say who's in
It's
the
International
International
Basketball
Basketball
Association. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they
bro.
pockets the line.
Listen. Peep game. SL. I'm not. I am that guy. The rules don't mean everything. I'm gonna just
Okay.
keep it real with you, bro. The rules don't, and let me say why. The USA games, international games, have a Big Three. For them not to recognize Ice Cube, it might be some racism in there. I'm not gonna say I don't mean to pull a black card, but the truth is that the Big Three, in my opinion, is a professional league because they got ex-NBA players as coaches and as players.
Yo,
Dr. J is a
They
coach.
need to apply for the what's his name, the accreditation.
listen. The definition of a professional is a person that's engaged in a specific activity, especially a sport or branch of performing art, as a main paid occupation rather than a pastime. If them kids is getting main paid if that's your main paid occupation,
Right.
You're a professional.
Go
Right.
No,
now,
this is
go
performing art.
further.
I
But
agree
you
with you
gotta
on that,
have,
man.
as a
Performing
league,
art.
you have to have accreditation for that,
No, but
right?
you
Right, but
know,
what I'm
Okay.
saying, what I'm saying, I
No,
feel
you
you,
adding
SL.
that. That's not what the
Right,
definition said.
right.
yeah.
SL. What I'm saying is you can't. I feel where you coming from as far as them having to have that credit. I just disagree with it wholeheartedly. But again, we're not fitting to have a whole bunch of conversation about that because we still
They
got
might
more
get
guys
it.
that could get.
Wait, I
They
have one
probably will
question.
get it
They didn't
at
find these
some
guys,
point.
right? Wait. Wait a second. They didn't find these
I don't
guys,
know.
right? They
I
didn't
don't
find
know.
them.
But then
I don't know.
NBA gotta say a word to that. We gotta see that.
No, I don't know if they got fined, John. But
Okay.
anybody else got a take on this? We didn't hear Big Priest.
They
What up,
didn't
Big
get
Priest?
fined at all.
Well, not
Hey,
that
Okay.
you know of.
Yeah, I
this
think it's
probably gonna get the most views that the big three ever got. That's probably why.
Because
Think
if I
about
was
it.
Ice
Think
Cube, I'd
about it. The
find
big
that.
three is not where the NBA is at right now. The big three is trying to create their market. So
Right.
anything
Right.
that's bringing views is probably good. The NBA already have they shit set for
And
how many years already? Like
I just explained to
it's
you
77, I
the
think,
money.
something like
yeah,
Didn't
that.
I
like it's
explain that?
different. Like they in different stages. So
Didn't
I
I
feel like
explain that? So
I
anybody
just
who
think
has the money,
yeah,
as
Jay,
far as
you
both
you
of them
you
is
Well,
see
Mike,
where it's going, right?
hold on. SLJ. Let
Yeah, my
Big
bad.
Priest let Big Priest and Scott get to it because we already said what we said. I just want to go around the that shit. And Leaf too. Leaf said something, but go ahead, Leaf. I mean, Big Priest. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think as far as both of them is concerned, they too grown to be out there acting like buffoons.
Facts.
You got Dwight Howard, who
hmm
big a big doofy,
hmm
and you
Asking
got
two
Lance Stevenson,
knuckleheads, man.
and I'm being polite, and you got Lance Stevenson out there,
running
and
around being a dog.
it's the reason why these guys weren't still in the league because they're not, you know what I'm saying, past the time where they could be playing. You know what I'm saying? You got Mike Conley, you got a bunch of old people still in the league, but they're not in the league because teams don't trust them. And this is
Right.
the case in
Good
Well,
point.
whatever.
point. Good
Yeah.
point, please. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's real. And to Jay's point about what Big Priest said, that's part of being a professional as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A big part of being professional. But again, I don't want to get too caught up on this conversation because
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's
it
go.
is the fuckery part of the show.
Yeah.
Shouts, but it is part of the show nonetheless. Okay. Pat
You
Bev
have a
calls out Miss
segue about
what?
um how stupid the Knickerbockers are.
I mean, the
Um
nigga bummers.
0-6 on
I
coaches.
don't even want to talk about them
You
niggas,
talking about
man.
the
But
tangerine?
I've
it's
been
always good to
I've been
shit on them. But how stupid
yeah.
are they?
We
Oh
have to
man,
talk about them.
I'll
absolutely.
go.
Hold on,
I'll go there.
everybody get a 2-minute shit on the Knicks segment. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. Who wants to start? Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'll
Yeah,
start.
I
Okay.
forfeit mine. I don't want
So
shit on them.
so
Yeah.
so this
I
is the
forfeit
Okay.
thing,
mine
right?
as well.
This is the thing, right?
What?
What?
Okay.
Oh,
They
I'll talk. I'll take
their
that 4
head coach.
minutes.
Well, let Priest
I
go.
don't
Let
want
Priest
to
go. Let
talk
Priest
about
go.
the
Go ahead,
Knicks,
Big Priest.
bro.
Don't leave.
I'll
Let him
take that
start. Come
from.
on.
I'm
Let
gonna
Priest
do a
go.
They
brief
all
recap.
they all draft picks. I want them.
Go ahead, Big Priest.
This
Go ahead, Big
this is
Priest.
a brief recap of them in these past couple weeks. They fired their head coach who took them to their first conference championship in 25 years
25 years.
to try to steal somebody else's coach, all of whom said no. They had this big plan against Giannis or Kevin Durant. Giannis said he's not leaving Milwaukee as of right now. KD's them they're finna get traded to Minnesota. Their whole offseason plan is going to blow up in their face. And I think next year there's a possibility that they don't even make the playoffs. Do we got any of their picks next year?
No, that's the
No,
point
not
No,
I
next
want to
year.
make.
Not next
But
year.
I'll get to it.
Ugh,
I'll get to it.
ugh.
they're
Because
not making playoffs. Really?
they might
No,
Well,
we
let
not.
don't.
Priest.
We
Let
don't. We
Priest finish.
don't
Let
know
Priest finish.
that.
Let Priest
But I'm
finish.
just
They
saying.
might
Go ahead,
not
Big Priest.
because I mean,
Priest
yeah,
saying they might not.
they'll probably make the playoffs, but I
Yeah,
can
but
see
they're
them
not
as a
going to
first
be
round
50
exit.
game
They're
win.
not very they're not set up for success. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I mean, I poured a lot of salt, Himalayan salt, Lowry salt, any kind of salt you could think of. I done dumped it on the Knicks in these last few streams. I'll just add a little more salt to the wound while I'm at it. I think that coaches are discouraged to coach for that team. I mean, Tibbs did a lot, and
You fired him.
to the point I seen Melo. I listened because y'all know Melo, one of my favorite players. I watch his podcast.
Right.
He spoke on it, and I was going to bring that up too, but I'll be brief and we could go from there. He said it's justified that Tibbs got fired because this was an ongoing thing, and the main thing on why Carmelo feel like he got fired is because he don't play his bench, and pretty much the overall consensus is this is as far as Tibbs could take us. He's not going to be able to take us no further than he did, and they feel really this is what Melo say. Now he say he ain't got no connection to the locker room, but if you know, you know.
I got a question to the whole panel.
SL, please let me finish.
All right.
Melo said that. Damn man, I lost my train of thought. Melo said that the players pretty much was mad because of the minutes that they were playing, and that was a big problem. You know what I'm saying? And Tibbs was stubborn. He wouldn't make no adjustments. But go ahead, SF.
The whole question about to the panel is like the rumor about the cat didn't want what's his name Tibbs as a coach. How much value you putting over there?
100%.
He definitely played a role, but I would say Brunson played an even bigger role with the dagger.
100%. Only because they said that there was only one player that said that he definitely would not play for Tibbs one more season, and Cat and Tibbs already got fired from a team that Cat was on.
Right, but
Mikel was the one who vocally went to the media, which you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to throw your coach to the media.
Mikel would have played. Mikel will play for anybody, and that's a fact. Like,
but Mikel's got two coaches fired.
Forget all of that. I hear you, but that's true. But Mikel will play every game for anybody. If in fact Mikel will not say, "I will not play for this coach next year," but he'll play every game for any coach.
He did moan and cry though for like a good stretch of that.
Jay, then there's a follow-up question for you then. So where we got the what's his name Bumson father sitting? What's his role in there? Why coach is not willing
to too? His father definitely had to say he's the highest paid assistant coach.
They gotta respect Bumson father, because if they don't, Bumson will leave, and then that whole team will be in shambles.
I can't believe the guy needs his father, man, to be on the same team with him. That's just
nepotism is a real thing. Nepotism is a real thing. And if they just if they happen to lose Rick Brunson and lose Jalen Brunson, the whole Knick community will be in an uproar.
It'll be snow day at the office for them.
And who was it? I think it was Becky Hammond that said it. She said, because Becky Hammond was assistant coach for the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
So she says that you cannot win a championship when your best player is a small guard. And so I agree with her. I don't think you'll be able to win a championship.
Well, their best player is a big zesty. So
he's not their best player.
He's a big flopper.
He's not their best player. Cat is not their best player. Nobody believes Cat is their best player.
He is though.
I don't think.
He's not even third best player.
No, Cat is their best player. That's the problem.
He's not better than Brunson, bro. He's more
talented player, but
he's 7 foot whatever.
He's more talented. He's not better than them.
He don't score.
He's way more talented than them, right? You correct with that.
Brunson talents are very similar.
Paid more than Brunson. He was the #1 pick. Brunson wasn't. There's a lot of reasons why Cat is better than Brunson, and the fact that he's not actually better than Brunson is why he can't win.
Jay, Cat gets you to the lottery. Top 10 pick. Brunson gets you to the playoffs.
With them two.
Listen, the reason why
team has never taken a team to the playoffs.
Facts.
Right.
Facts. He talking facts. And on top of that, bro, the dude is not a leader. Cat is not a leader, bro. He too busy arguing with refs, man.
He's a whiner. He is a huge whiner. But I would like to say this too about the Knicks.
If Cat was the best player of that team, they would have won that series. But because Brunson is the best player, is why they lost that series. Because when Cat was doing what he was supposed to do, they was winning games.
Jay, go listen to what Jimmy Butler said about Cat. Go listen to what Jimmy Butler had to say about Cat.
Another
The
thing,
boy
I don't
was
care what he
sore.
got to say about Cat. Cat is
real
No.
quick,
sore.
another
I
thing
know
that I
Cat is
didn't
sore.
like is
That's the problem.
the offense, right? They blame Tibbs for the offense, but Brunson is not effective without the ball in his hands. So
Facts.
what other
Fact.
offense is he supposed to run with Brunson being the best player?
That's true.
Right.
Because
And he
whether
can't
you
hold their hands on defense either. Brunson, Mikael, and Towns had to give effort,
they
and they
were
couldn't
trash.
give half effort for most of that playoff run. That's not Thibs'
No,
fault.
it really was Brunson and Towns that got picked on.
Mikael got picked on by Halliburton, though, in that series. You saw that, man.
Listen,
Come on.
is
He
it
picked on
possible?
Mikael.
Is it possible the Knicks fall down near the play-in of the playoffs?
That's not happening next
We
year.
don't
I
I
think
don't
they'll
know
be a
about
top
next
6
year.
team, no less, but I don't think play. I think top
Top
6.
I
six?
don't know
Yo,
about next year.
we not. Hold on, we're not trying to figure out their problems. Let them
No,
have their
because the
Yeah,
reason
well,
problems.
I'm
why I
trying to
say
figure their
that is
problem. Wait, can I
because
say this though, guys?
Their
Wait, can I
there's
just
problems.
wait? Can I
a
say
reason
this?
why I say
Wait,
that.
Scott.
Nah,
Scott.
Breezy, we're evaluating their problem because our picks can, like, we depend on that.
No,
No,
the
wait.
reason
You
why
know
I
what it
say
is?
that.
Listen, the Knicks are the king of dysfunction. Think about this. In the afternoon
Exactly.
last week, they wanted to talk to playoff coaches, Finch and Kidd. And then in the evening, they wanted to talk to playing coaches, Snyder and Billy Donovan. And now they want to talk to unemployed coaches in Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins. Congratulations, Knicks. You went from top to rock bottom in 10 seconds
They
after
should
having
have
a really
started.
The
glorious
reason
No, they
why I
should have
say
Eastern
that.
started
Conference
there.
Finals.
The
They
reason
should
why
have
I say
No,
started
they
that is
that.
should have
they own
started
their
with
number one
Michael
pick.
Malone, but they so stupid. I mean, I don't know.
They
Mike
own
Malone
Mike
coming with
Malone
a
is Thibs
regime, Breeze.
2.0.
He coming with a regime, and he coming with his set of rules. They can't afford that. They got father sitting on the bench. They got another ego with GM spot. They got another ego being a player. And you gotta somehow. That's why they talking to Jason Kidd. I won't be surprised if they gonna go. What's his name? Hire Steve Nash or somebody like that. This is what we did.
That would be hilarious,
The
Steve
reason why I
Nash.
say that is they own their number one pick next year,
Yeah, they do.
and they own Washington 1-10.
Washington
Right.
tanking. They not getting.
But they
Yeah,
can't
well,
trade both those
you,
picks, so they're kind of
you don't
screwed
know
in that
Washington tank.
situation. They're kind of screwed in that
But
situation.
with that payroll,
They
they're
ain't
not
getting
going to
nothing.
be
So what the hell they
trying to
supplying for?
lose. Unfortunately,
Listen,
I don't
Why
want
would
them.
Washington
this
tank?
is all because Brunson had the power. He got his godfather to run the team. He has his father on the team. He wanted his college dorm buddies back. He wanted to trade 6 picks for Mitkel. Brunson needs to take all the blame here. And he's the guy that said, oh, Thibs is like my grandfather. I love him. He's everything on this team. And then 2 days afterwards, the guy gets fired.
Now
You know,
don't be
everybody's looking at
But
surprised.
I don't know if
Brunson.
that was. But see, I
Yeah.
don't know if that was him because a lot of people. You got to realize who the owner is. James Dolan is
Right.
trash.
Don't be
Yeah,
surprised.
Yo,
but they
remember
follow
right after
Brunson's
Brunson
lead.
took a no.
Do
Brunson
not
took
be
a pay cut,
surprised
then they
the Knicks
traded his
get a
friend the
top
next
10
day.
pick. Do
Yeah,
not
he don't just get all the
be
say.
surprised
Is
they
James
get a
Dolan
top 10
really
pick.
They
taking?
traded one
Do
friend for another
not
friend. That's what it
be
is.
No, they didn't.
Scott,
surprised
what
they
you
have
said,
2
Scott?
picks. Do not be surprised. Y'all can mark this day down that I told you this. Next year, when you see it, then you can say, you know what? Scott saw something. Don't be surprised they get a top 10 pick next year.
The
Who, the Knicks?
Knicks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bet
come
they bet
on. No,
not.
Scott. No.
I'm just saying.
All
Just
right.
remember I said that.
Chat,
Give
remember
him
he said that. Remember Scott said that.
Well, it
Remember I said that.
literally
Remember I
factually
said that.
has to be top 11 because top 10 pick is like
Listen, we
Wizards
saw
have top
Atlanta
10
go into the play-in
percent.
on a weak East and get the first round pick. Do not sit here and tell me anything about something that you saw. We just saw
Scott.
Dallas get the number 1 pick.
Yo,
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna.
Scott, the East is so bad. The
The
East is
funny
so
shit is
bad right
Scott.
now.
Yo, the funny shit is Scott. You probably right, but they're
I
gonna
know I'm
trade that.
right. I'm
They're
telling
gonna
you what I
trade that pick.
know.
They're gonna trade that pick before the season starts.
And they have Washington
That's
pick.
good.
And
That's
everybody
good.
keeps saying Washington going to be bad. Washington might make the play-in.
They're gonna
That
trade
would,
that pick
Nah.
before the season starts.
listen,
Sorry.
if
And if
there's
they do make
anybody
the
that the
play-in, they
NBA is going
might
to give a
have a pick
Scott. If
outside
there's
the top
anybody
10.
that
I
the
got it.
NBA is wait, Scott.
Do
If there's
not
anybody the NBA is going to give a bone
underestimate
to, it's the Boston Celtics. If they decide to break up half their roster to still build around Tatum by
Do
getting
not
DeBounce, if they're going to do a screw job, it's going to be for the Celtics, not the freaking Knicks, man. Come on.
don't don't be surprised. That's all I'm
He didn't
saying.
say
They
that
can
So
do
the
it for
Knicks get
both.
the number
happen,
one pick.
They can do
just
both at the
remember,
same damn time.
If they do that, the NBA's done. If they give the Knicks and
no,
Boston
the
the
NBA
1-2
won't
pick,
be
it's
done.
over.
It'll
It's
be back
over.
next.
Like, what's the point? They're gonna have to get rid of tanking at that point because
No.
nobody should want to do it at that
Tanking
point.
is not a
That's
job.
nasty.
Tanking is not
Tanking should
something
never
you're
be
supposed to be
done.
doing.
So
It shouldn't. It should
Tanking
be
doesn't
it should
work.
be like a elimination tour at the end of the season. The worst teams in the West, worst teams
No, it
that
don't
even
work
make the
like
play
that.
in,
It's a
fight each
lottery.
other, and the best
I
remaining team gets
told
number one
you it's
pick.
a
That's how they should
lottery.
do it, Scott. Scott, that's how they should do it.
It's not,
Everybody should be
but
fighting
it's
for
not
something. You
work
put
like that.
monetary prizes
You
in if
just
you
saw
have
it
to,
don't work
but
John,
let
like that.
everybody
John,
compete for something. Scott, you talk
John,
about
we,
money. Wait,
we
one
just
second.
saw.
Wait, AR, 1 second. Scott, you always talk about money, money, money. Well, incentivize everybody in the league so everybody's making some bread at the end of the day for
No,
something.
don't sit there and confuse yourself.
Oh man, Scott.
Do not confuse
John,
yourself.
we just
You
seen
just sat
Philadelphia
back and said Dallas
76ers
was the
get
number one
what's his
pick.
name, top 3 pick. I won't be like, I'm not doubting Scott
Please
over
stop
there.
looking at the draft
Yeah,
like
and that's that was stupid to get Philly papers. Look how screwed they are. They have George and Embiid making almost $200 million, and both of them have broken legs at this point. Like,
the Knicks
it's
are
so
market that
idiotic
they
that they
can
do this
feed into.
by rigging it
All
like
they
that.
need is one bad season or one average season to feed into it. They can get into the top 10 pick. They can also get Washington's pick, and Washington going to be better than what you think they're going to be. Stop thinking that it's going
No,
to.
listen. No, I want to say it. We don't have to argue about that because
It's
for
a
one,
possibility.
it's a
It
possibility,
is.
and I like Scott's take. I don't know if I agree with it, but I like that he's bold enough to say it. Y'all can subscribe to Scott at Apartment Gamers and more. He talk hoops and a lot of other different stuff. I just wanted to get to the 1v1 part of the conversation too. Now, as y'all already know,
No.
that Lance Stevenson lost to Michael Beasley, right? So I watching Nightcap, and it was Ocho Cinco, Shannon Sharp, and Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. So basically, ISO Joe was like, yo, they came to me the next chapter came to ISO Joe before they came to Lance Stevenson. ISO Joe said, I scored 20,000 points. Don't come to me with no piss poor offer with $100,000. You got to up that stake. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying I turned it down because I deserve more money. Me and Lance Stevenson career in the NBA isn't the same. So what y'all offer him, y'all cannot offer me. Y'all got to offer me more money.
Right.
So the matchup they came to was ISO Joe versus Melo.
Right.
And I don't know if that happens based off of what I heard from Melo. I don't know if that happens, but I thought it was interesting to see because ISO Joe said this is going to be an ongoing thing. This is going to be a lot of NBA players are going to they want it to be where this is how they settle a beef. You got a beef with a player, maybe like a Pat Bevan and LeBron. I'm just saying they were known players that had a beef, but not that anybody would want to see that. Not that they wouldn't, but case in point is that's how they would settle their beef for one-on-ones.
Anyone holding their breath?
Right. So I'm asking a panel. I'm gonna go with a Big Priest first. Big Priest, how do you feel about that? Players maybe settling they beef or quarrels with one-on-one matchups.
I mean, it depends if it's controlled or whatever. You can't have folk out there fighting. So, I mean, sure. I mean, I wouldn't have no issue with it. It's all about
Thank you,
how it's
Joe.
controlled.
Okay, all right, now that's fair. I'm gonna play this for context so y'all know where I get all of this from, and then y'all gonna finish reacting to it. I pretty much reacted to it already, so we just gonna go around the play.
I think it'll be a great matchup. I tell y'all something, man. I said,
hey, come on, Joe.
listen,
Don't give me no peace answer, man. Talk that
would you
shit,
listen,
man.
Just listen. I sat down and talked to them guys with next chapter before they picked Lance Stevenson and Uncle Ocho. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, man, when we sit down and talk, don't diminish my career, bro, and what I've done. Like, we sat down, you talking about, oh man, you and Beasley have had great NBA careers. Man, I got 20,000 points. There's only 52 guys in the world with 20,000 points. Talk that.
Come on,
7-time
man.
NBA All-Star. I wasn't no one-hit wonder, two-hit wonder. Like, I did my thing, man. Don't diminish what I've done. You know, I ain't saying what
Yeah.
Beasley done. I'm just saying, don't come to me with this piss poor ass offer and think I'm just gonna jump board. Now, if y'all want to make this thing legit and we doing it however you say boxing style, then come at me correct, man. But I'll be
What it take quarter with 250,000, Joe? That'll get you.
I don't know. We got
Nah, Joe ain't doing it. Boy, did you just hear? 20,000 points. 7-time NBA All-Star. We need 500,000 or
Yeah,
better.
we're gonna
What
have
you
to
talking
negotiate this.
Nope.
You're gonna have to come at me right, man. If you don't come at me right, I ain't the guy to go back and forth with you. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, cool, and I'm gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So,
hey, Joe said I ain't got no habit now.
Hey,
so if y'all think I need money because I got a habit, I don't got one.
Man, listen. Ocho, I love competing, bro. I seen what him and Lance did and what they went through. That was a long, drawn out process before the game itself. You know what I mean? Like, bro, my time is valuable, homie. Come at me right.
Thank you, Joe.
I think it'll be a great matchup.
All right,
I tell y'all
so
something, man.
we're gonna react to this, man. Go ahead, Big Priest. How you feel about what he said?
He's absolutely right. Whether you talk about Michael Beasley, whether you talk about Lance Stevenson, whether you talk about any of those guys, his offer should be better because he did everything he said he did. We saw it in Brooklyn. How many game winners we witnessed from ISO Joe? Come on now.
ISO Joe.
That Miami series were amazing. What he did was crazy. Can I finish one thing? This is Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. It's about money. He just trying to put that.
But if you want to get great players, and I would say the same thing if it was Paul Pierce. I'd say the same thing if it was any of those guys, Allen Iverson. Yeah, if you go in Trevor Ariza, maybe you can pay a little bit less. But if you're getting somebody that did some stuff, you got to come with it. And I agree wholeheartedly with what he said. Don't come at me with no bullshit. That's basically what he said. He's very polite with how he said it. Don't come at me with no bullshit offer. I done did more in them in the NBA than these other dudes. So don't come at me with the same money. Or I'm gonna hang up the phone and go on about my day. I don't need the money from you. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what he said. So if you want, his time is valuable. I agree exactly what he said.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to Big Priest. Scott, what you got on this, Scott?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, his time is valuable. And like he said, top 56, 52 with 20,000 or 50,000, whatever points he got. Yeah, he deserved a good piece.
I think he said it's 52 players with 20,000 points, and he won them.
Yeah. ISO Joe was nice. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. No, ISO Joe was that dude. He was that guy, and not just on the Nets neither. He was nice on Atlanta too.
Yes, he was.
And Phoenix.
John, what you got on this, John?
Yeah, like Joe Johnson said, he's definitely left an impact, and he feels he's worth that type of dough. And I'll be honest, this is what the All-Star game should be. They should bring into this 1v1 tournament, like 4 guys from the East, 4 guys from the West, let them duke it out for a big prize, a pot of money, man. Like, that's kind of what everybody wants to see, these guys duke it out one-on-one, see who really is better than the other. Because a lot of these guys always do hypotheticals like, oh, if you were in my era, I could beat you. If my era, I could beat you. Why not just put him where his mouth is? Something like that. So, yeah, I think Joe Johnson said he left an impact. He's worth the type of money, and I think that's what the NBA should start implementing, stuff like that, because that's how you get a real buzz and really people wanting to come watch a product.
Nah, all facts. Jay, what you got on this, Jay?
I forgot.
All right. SL, what you got on this, SL?
Well, you definitely gotta put up something because ISO Joe. Look at his name, ISO Joe. You gotta put up, like, dude is amazing. Like, if he's gonna go versus Melo, who puts himself as a best scorer, like in isolation himself too. So this is gonna be the best show ever. Like, we don't have no team going around.
Melo didn't agree to this though.
Nah, he didn't.
Nah, he didn't.
Nah, I
Melo
think
said
he
he
was
ain't
finna
playing
play
no
was
ball.
Michael Beasley.
But he said he would. But Melo is the money guy. He said he would put the money up. He said, "I'll put the money up for somebody like Beasley. Put it up. Put it up for Beasley versus ISO Joe. I want to see it.
Listen,
Yo,
if y'all let
yeah,
my
I
thing
think
is
you're
this,
more likely to see Beasley versus KD because
but
people keep posting a lot of old KD versus Beasley moments and shit like that, and KD is the one most likely to hoop.
even if it
Man,
is
as a
KD, bro, the next chapter cannot let this momentum go away, bro. They have to capitalize off of this momentum. They have to. But oh, okay, we already spoke on this. Oh, yeah, unless y'all
Yo,
done, y'all want.
did y'all see fucking T-Mac said that Jamal Tinsley got the greatest handle of all time, better than Kyrie, and
Yeah, I
Kyrie
think.
reacted to it.
I'm not
Yeah, I
even.
seen that, but I ain't get a chance to watch it. I seen it though, but
I'm not entertaining that.
T-Mac,
That's a lot.
That's what he said. He
I
said
don't
Jamal
know.
Tinsley, greatest handle of all time, and then he
T-Mac.
mentioned even better than Kyrie.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
T-Mac is on. He's a media personality at this point. Like
yeah.
that's
He
some
needs
media
to be drug
personality.
tested. That's what it is.
I don't know
T-Mac is
why
doing
people
his
don't
own
talk about.
1v1
They
league
just
too on YouTube.
so why
He's trolling, man.
I would listen to it if he said Rod Strickland.
Yeah, well, his godfather, right?
You know what I'm saying? I would
That's
listen
that's
to it if
Kyrie's
he said
godfather.
Tiny Archibald. I would listen to it if he said Isaiah Thomas. But Tinsley, man, stop.
That's what he said. I
Listen, to
said,
me, Kyrie is the best I ever seen in my life.
I
Oh,
don't
Yeah,
know.
oh,
me.
Rod was
one
nice with
listen,
him.
maybe
Mel
one
from my
person
hood, so
close
I ain't
to it
gonna say nothing bad about
that
it. So if
crossed the
that's what he said,
Ain't nobody
that's what he
better than
said.
Kyrie, man. Ain't nobody better. Kyrie is that.
Iverson was
And
dope too, though.
to say nobody better. Iverson was cold with it.
Iverson
was
co-signed that Kyrie is
Iverson had a
having
crossover
way
that
better
was
handles
always
than
there.
what's his name than himself. He's
But
like, I
Iverson
can't
says
stand.
nice things about players all the time because he's a nice person.
who you
Iverson.
talking about?
No, Iverson co-signed.
Who,
He said,
Iverson?
I don't have no bag like Kyrie, like what he does around the court, like it's
No,
way different.
Iverson's not a better shooter.
But then he pivoted to Luca. It's like what Luca doing. Well, that's what it is.
Iverson's not a better shooter than Kyrie, but when you're talking about handling the ball with
Yeah,
the
Iverson was
speed,
nice, man.
handles, and all that, I like Kyrie, but
Yeah,
Iverson is different.
yeah.
No, his bag ain't like Kyrie's, man.
Yeah,
Kyrie
I
is
don't
different.
know. I'm an
Did you
Iverson
I'm just talking
fan,
about
but
dribbling the ball. I ain't
Iverson was
talking about
just,
pull up middies and all that pull up
but
threes.
Iverson wasn't able to change directions and change speeds like Kyrie. Iverson was one speed most of the time,
You have to
fast.
really watch Iverson, like, to
He
really
changed direction
appreciate
like a
him.
mug.
Yeah,
No,
you have to really watch it. I mean, because we see Kyrie did it, especially on the Nets. We even seen it when he was with the Nets. You saw his wizardry, but I'm just saying, Iverson, I saw him play, and it was
Yeah.
like
I grew
Scott,
up 30 minutes away
I'm
from
like,
the
I'm
arena,
saying the
and I went
crossover
to
was
games
deadly.
and watched that brother play. Iverson is a damn fool with that ball, boy.
He was deadly. He crossed Jordan and everybody. He didn't care who it was.
Iverson was a damn fool with the handles. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I ain't look here. Now Kyrie might have more in the bag. Of
Yeah,
course,
now that's where the bag comes from,
he
right?
has the offensive
Yeah, he has a bag. Kyrie got a bag, and that's
but
my dude too.
that dribble, that ball handle, man, look. They changed the rules to try to stop Iverson. Come on now.
Yeah. They I'm telling you, Iverson. I'm telling you, they was on that. They thought he was palming the ball, but he wasn't. He was crossing.
Nah, he
Everybody.
was carrying the shit out of that ball. Come on, man.
No, he
right.
wasn't.
They changed the
He-
rules to let him carry. What you mean?
Nah, he
No,
was
they didn't.
nice,
They changed
man.
the rules
Yo, bro, if you look back in the days, they was never able to do the shit that Iverson was doing, but it was just that he was so exciting. They like let that shit go.
Man,
Facts.
stop.
Yeah, hold
Iverson was
on. Time
nice.
out, time out. Hold on. Chat, help us out. We had a stalemate. Do y'all think that AI had better handles than Kyrie, or Kyrie had better handles than AI? I'm gonna do a Google search and see what it say. But my answer, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've seen more Kyrie basketball than AI.
That's
Yeah, I
what I'm
watch
saying. The
AI.
people
I
that's
watch
making that
right.
Bro,
determination.
Right. I watched AI growing up. That's fair to say. But
I had
the
an
way
authentic AI
the
jersey, man. Authentic when they was how much them shits was, I forgot. Mad expensive for
bread, it was
authentic.
bread. But what I will say is that AI, yeah, he could get past. He could get past anybody. Kyrie can
Anybody.
too. But just I seen more of Kyrie, and Kyrie won. You know what I'm saying? He won a championship.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
with
like,
true. I
LeBron.
mean,
and, but
yeah.
no, he was
Yeah.
with LeBron, but he was very prominent in that championship. Hit a big three.
But he ain't
You
never
know what I'm
carried
saying?
his own team to the finals like
Right.
Iverson did. Iverson carried a bunch of who's and
See,
That's
whatnots to
true.
the
that's what
finals.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's true,
Iverson took
bro.
it to the
That's
finals on
true.
his own.
Please
Literally.
see now you're pushing the borders because now we're talking about
Literally.
Cleveland not building around
But it was
Kyrie
a different
properly. We
time.
thought and Philadelphia having Iverson like as the main guy. Like we're pushing the borders right now.
Philadelphia
So
built around Iverson. Them people was
yes,
booty cheeks. George Lynch.
they
Come
had
on, bro.
4 defenders around him.
Yeah. I mean, you could,
Just to accommodate what's his name Iverson's game. Once he
And
was on
that's
another
another
team,
thing. That's another
that's
thing.
when he was
You
playing with
said they
Melo.
put
What
4
happened?
defenders around him. You know what's crazy? He had 4. You say defenders. He had 4 non-scorers around him, and still got 40.
Exactly, because they needed to accommodate Iverson game. Once you put him next to player like Melo, LeBron, or anybody else, his game diminishing. Kyrie can
It's
flourish
not.
as a second.
No, it didn't diminish. It didn't diminish, bro. That's a harsh word. Diminish?
So,
Nah.
And he didn't
so what
play like
happened
that
in
in
Denver?
Listen,
his
hold
prime.
on.
What
AI,
happened in Denver?
SL, he took a lesser role because you got a scorer like Carmelo for a long time. Imagine, imagine somebody who had to carry the offense of the 76ers for so long. Finally get somebody that could score just as good as him or in the same neck of the woods, right? Bro, you're going to take a lesser role. You're going to be more of a 1-2 punch opposed to I'm carrying. He was carrying on the 76ers, and in Denver, he was a 1-2 punch. That's the difference.
Exactly, and once you put a team around, like you have to put specific teams
yeah, but
around players
Denver
like
had issues.
Iverson. You better accommodate it to putting a team like when you have a player like Iverson, Carmelo, or ISO Joe, you need to have certain team around you because you need Chauncey Billups, you need Jason Kidd, you need Dikembe Mutombo, you need Kenyon Martin, so with the type of players. If you don't have them, don't split and you
Now,
put
they've
like
had
Carmelo
issues.
if you put Carmelo and Iverson next to them, they're not gonna
Carmelo
cohesively be a team. But if you put Kyrie can flourish with anybody. That's why his back is important. Like Iverson don't have that back. That's why I say Kyrie got
Listen, Melo
like
couldn't wait to get out of Denver. So Denver wasn't the spot. Okay? Let's get this correct. Denver was not the spot for Iverson. That wasn't going. It wasn't going to work there.
And Scott also, when you talking like you don't understand how hard it was for Iverson to score
Right
on that Philadelphia team.
Oh no, they were doubling him.
It was hard for him
and
to
he
get
still got by.
That nigga was, bro. He was 5'11", 150 pounds.
With
like
4
literally
people who is not a threat.
going toe to toe with niggas like T-Mac, Vince, Kobe, Ray Allen, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
Had 4 people. If we was on the court in the park, they called them niggas self checks.
Now I don't want to get it misconstrued.
The second best player on that team was Eric Snow, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's stop this.
I don't want to get it misconstrued.
You ain't gonna never see another.
Kyrie is my man.
You ain't gonna never see another Kyrie job like that, bro. Like, ever.
Right, bro,
hold on, Nick. You want to say
SL. Oh, hold on. You gotta remember, we were just talking about the handles. We wasn't talking about who had the better career.
Exactly my question.
Hold on. I just want to stick with this part of it because we only got 10 minutes. If y'all, John already asked me if we want to do a segment where we talking about KD, so I could easily do a part 2, like easily just start up a live like I did like yesterday. It probably won't be a 2-hour live, probably be an hour, but we still could get to the KD content. It's only 10 minutes left. I don't want to rush through that KD content, so I'll just start another one up. But I just want to say, if y'all got any major objections on who shouldn't be on this list, then say that and tell me who should be there in front of them. But this is the list of the top 10 ball handlers polls in NBA history. Now, mind you, this is from 2021. This isn't from as a recent. They got Kemba Walker at 10. They got Chris Paul at 9. Tim Hardaway at 8. Jamal Killer Crossover, gotta respect it. Jamal Crawford,
right?
At 7. Pete Maravich at 6.
Yeah,
I give him the benefit of the doubt. I heard about Pistol
Pete
Pete.
was nice.
I ain't gonna lie. Yistel was he was before his time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas at 5.
Okay.
Somebody I heard him tonight. Stephen Curry at 4. Derrick Rose at 3. Okay. Allen Iverson at 2. His birthday June 7th. He a Gemini. I'm a Gemini too. What up?
Oh wow! Yeah, you learned
and
something.
Kyrie Irving at 1. Now I'm gonna just say this. This is a solid list, bro.
Yeah, that's a good list.
I can't really think of anybody to take out to.
I'm not sure about Derrick Rose over there.
Nah, bro.
Prime
Derrick Rose.
Prime Derrick Rose is a whole different type.
But who would y'all put there? Who would y'all
put? No,
Kyrie
is
definitely. But the thing is, Derrick Rose he didn't really need handles like that, bro. Like,
I mean, I would put him number one.
One mic, y'all. One mic. But what I'm saying is,
I'm gonna be done. If you just talking about the ball handling, just
right,
itself,
that's all.
I would take Iverson over Kyrie.
Okay.
Everything else,
you would put Kyrie at number 2.
Right?
You would put Kyrie at number 2.
Ball handling, how you get to your spots, how you can score from all these different spots on the floor.
Would you put Kyrie at number 2?
But hold on, but you wouldn't take nobody off of this list as far as ball handling, though, right?
I would probably go back up.
Okay, hold on.
Go back up real quick, because Rod Strickland should be on this list.
Okay, for
Steve Nash should be on this list too, bro. Like
you're right.
Nah,
over who? Be on that list.
Over who?
I'm about to say. Go ahead, keep going.
I would have took
Steve Nash should definitely be on this list.
Steph Curry is okay, but
D Rose don't belong in this list. Period, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's one of them two.
I agree with Lee for that.
Rose or Pistol Pete, as far as ball handling, I would take Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland should be on this list. Point blank.
Rod Strickland over Pete Maravich?
No. Pete is on that list.
Nah, Pete. I live with Pete being on that list.
Take him over.
Go back up, bro. Like who the rest of these niggas?
Kemba Walker, Crawford.
I would definitely take him over Kemba. Come on now.
Okay,
I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, Kemba is an argument, but I mean,
Rod Strickland, I would definitely take over Kemba. At least he'll be on the list. For sure.
Yeah, Rod Strickland definitely should be.
I feel like that's an argument.
Yeah, Kemba got to be the only. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're saying he would be on the list. Who you taking off? Somebody got to be off the list now.
Right, right.
I'm taking D Rose out, and I'm questioning CP.
I don't know. D Rose is.
I feel like
D Rose is the only person I could compare to Prime Iverson to me.
D Rose was a monster because of different reasons.
D Rose was just fast.
I thought D Rose was best player.
That was part of Iverson game too.
Nah, but Iverson
had no speed and athleticism like that. No.
When Iverson crushed you was out of the play though, bro. He had to use a move to get by.
He could shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He would cross.
Like when he crossed, he was out of the play.
Iverson is a collection of
Yeah, because he was crossing you and he was doing it so fast.
Man, look.
Nah, he wasn't that fast like D Rose. D Rose was different animal. Like
D Rose, bro, his first step was out of control, bro.
Hell yeah.
One mic. Go ahead, Big Priest.
I just want to get this point because I just thought about something. And we got to think about in the physicality that Iverson played with, where players can actually move you defensively.
Touch you.
Head check.
That's what you're saying.
He killed the hand check era.
Oh yeah,
he killed the hand check era. He killed it.
Yeah. He was just nice.
He murdered, brother. Iverson eliminated the hand check era. That's how good he was.
Niggas ain't had no chance. But go ahead, Bree.
Yeah, I just think you can't go wrong one or two Iverson to Kyrie. You know, I just saying if you said Iverson 1 and then Kyrie 2, then I can live with that. But you know, for me,
Now
it would be
listen,
Kyrie
hold on.
one, and then
My
Andre.
point.
I felt like Kyrie had to do a lot though.
Listen, my point of bringing this up is to say that T-Mac was wild. Even if you, who would you take off for Jamal Tinsley? Like, you're bugging. Like, T-Mac is all the way smoking. He's on that shit. Like, respectfully, you know what I mean? I don't know why would he would say that.
You know what I think it be, bro? I think players play and they get one player that bust their ass one time or a couple times, and then they be like, "That nigga's the greatest of all time." I don't know how the fuck he did that.
That's what it is. That's
I think
exactly what
that's
it
what
is.
it
They
be.
remember that. They remember that one nigga that smoked them, bro, a whole bunch of times when they matched up, bro. And that's the nigga that they remember. They hold to a high standard. And they mess with him, bro.
Exactly. That's why Gary Payton capping on John Stockton.
Well, you know, everybody got their
Nah,
opinion.
I don't think he's tapping on John Stockton. I think that's legitimate. Some of them shits is legitimate.
Tapping on John Stockton? Come on, bro.
Nah, he's not
capping
on
John Stockton.
And another
He's
thing,
not capping.
What happened? I didn't hear what happened.
Rod Strickland is on that list.
John Stockton is an amazing player, but he kind of putting him like way up for me.
Because he talking about his assist turnover ratio. Like,
yeah,
that shit.
man efficient, right?
That shit is impressive.
Rod Strickland
John
is on that list.
Stockton is a top 5 point guard all time.
Who?
Oh
Easily.
shit! Easy
I
just
think the
joined
nigga
the
top
chat.
3.
Easy in the chat. Easy about to cook me for being corporate because I'm about to clip up this. Yo, bro, I gotta clip up this content. It's too.
We'll just start the next
fucking
one in so we
good.
can get it back going.
All right. I'll just do that for real. Cause come on, bro, you can't be mad at me, Easy.
Rod
for
Strickland is on that
clipping the
list. I don't
content,
know
man.
about that. All I know is Rod got to be on that list, man.
I say either Raj. I had Steve Nash going on that list, but that's up to
one
me.
that we sleeping on that could be on the list too is Ray for Austin.
What about White Chocolate?
Yeah, Skip should definitely be on the list.
What about White Chocolate though?
I agree with Priest. Ray for Austin have to be over there. I'm taking D Rose out.
Off the list. I'm not taking nobody off the list for White Chocolate. I'm putting him on a like 11 or 12 or whatever, but I'm not taking him. I'm not.
Where was y'all niggas at when he was hooping, bro? Like what was going on?
I agree.
Where was niggas at,
See,
bro,
when I think of White Chocolate, he had the handles, but I think more passes though. I think of passes more though.
Yeah, passing. I'll put White Chocolate over there, but Ray for Austin, like handles, you gotta put him in top 10.
He was a legitimate street baller. You gotta put him for handles.
Yeah, you know. Also, you know what it is too is that it's about getting to where you want to get to because of your handle. And no lie, know who else to do that? Marbury. Marbury used to get wherever he wanted, bro. Marbury was like that on the low, bro.
Yeah, you gotta put him in top 10.
Hold on, look at Kenny Anderson.
Marbury gotta go in top 10.
But as you putting Marbury in the top 10, bro, like that means somebody got to come out, bro.
Read the list again.
No, not the top 10. I'm not.
Listen, be honest with you.
I'm about to say who's on the list.
Maybe Kenny Anderson. I'm putting Kenny
Be
Anderson
honest
in that
with
list.
you. You can name
Kenny Anderson in there.
Kenny not there.
Some of these niggas, bro, gotta fall out of the top 10 for you to put them there, bro. Like this is just one. This is just 1 through 10. We naming niggas, bro, but like we was fine with the list. D Rose is the only nigga that we was probably a lot of us probably was gonna take out.
And
the only other nigga that
Kimba too.
I ain't taking out.
I'm not sure about Kimba. I'm Kimba top 10.
I'm taking Kimba out for Rod Strickland.
I'm not taking
I'm not taking that.
Kimba out for anybody y'all just named.
You gotta put Rod.
I'm taking Kimba over Strickland.
You gotta put
I don't know about that.
For handles?
Had a nice handle.
Yeah.
Bro, Kimba needed his handles to get places. What we talking about?
He was nice in college. He was quick in college, man. Coming out.
No, he was nice in Charlotte too. Come on, man. He was.
So y'all telling me that Kimba Walker
He might be the best player. He might be the best player, bro, in that team's history, bro.
Strickland wasn't even fast, and his handles were nice.
Y'all telling me that Kimba Walker got better handles?
He got there from dribbling, not even beating you off the dribble. Because
yeah, I'll do that.
He was still there.
Yeah,
but you couldn't take the ball from him.
Rod Strickland
his dribble was off the chain.
He told
listen, I got a lot of respect for Rod Strickland, my nigga, but This nigga Kimba, bro. Kimba was doing shit. Kimba, I
That
thought
nigga had
Kimba
number
should have been
one.
out of the league a long time ago. The shit that he was doing, bro.
Bro, when he got his knees,
The
I ain't gonna lie to
the
you, bro.
guy that
Like,
they had
Hold on,
number
hold on.
one,
Time out, y'all.
right?
Time out.
Learned
Time
how
out,
to
y'all.
dribble from
all
Ross
right,
Strickland.
it's 159.
Yeah, right. Exactly. See, Scott knows. Scott knows. Listen, I'll be right back. I already queued up the next episode.
Okay,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
doing this for the clips. And again, it's so you guys to let y'all know how incorporated y'all are into the show. Listen to the shorts. Y'all in the shorts. Trust me on that.
I'll
Next
check 'em
fans,
out.
we the best fans. We're gonna be right back. Don't listen to Easy. I'll be right back.